Hello, class. Some of you may have noticed yesterday that my eyes are really red and irritated, and it turns out that I have pink eye, so I can't be at school today. Doctor's orders. I have to be home and resting. But you still get to learn thanks to our friend the internet. So watch this video. I'm going to go over the normal lecture I'd originally planned for you today. I'll give you some other instructions about other assignments that you need to do towards the end of class. You will be taking some notes, so go ahead and have your notebooks out. And yeah, let's get started. I almost forgot. Make sure that you've gotten the two charts from the substitute. There are two of them. One has nominative, accusative, dative, and plural written across the top. The other one has a lot more stuff going on, and those are for the first one is for definite articles and adjective endings. The second one is going to be for pronouns. You'll need these for your notes. Don't worry, you're not going to be able to fill in everything because we haven't covered all of that in your class yet. I'm not covering all of it in your notes. Some of that we'll be adding to it later in the year, but go ahead and fill those out while you're doing your notes. That will be in the note check tomorrow, and I'll help you out if you have any questions. All right, now let's get to the notes in the lecture. All right, class. Good afternoon or good morning. Heute ist Mittwoch, 27. August 2015. Heute Sie brauchen einen Bleistift oder einen Kuli und deine Notizen. You'll want to take notes today. We're going to review our grammar from last year, or some of the most important parts of it. So today, grammar. Tomorrow, we will most likely still have the recap quiz, but we may spend a little more time kind of reviewing today's stuff to make sure everyone's on the same page. We probably will not have the Germany Today presentation. We'll see. Don't forget, your first note check will be tomorrow, and you will need your binder. I'm going to make sure that you have that. I'm going to be collecting €6, not 7, since I'm not here today to give you one, so €6. And also, don't forget, if you haven't already turned it in, I need your parent signature sheet. It is due tomorrow. You've had a week with that one, so please have that back in tomorrow, signed and given to me. Also, German Club, first meeting will be Tuesday, September 1st, so that's next week, next Tuesday, September 1st, before and after school. We'll be discussing officer elections, which will be later in the month, and we will also be discussing a possible game night for later in September. If you have any questions, you can ask me tomorrow, or if they can't wait, email me through Google Classroom. Okay, so let's review grammar real quick. First thing, gender. All nouns have a gender, and those genders are shown by the article. That's the der, die, or das. There's no way to tell just by looking at the word what the gender is. You just have to have that article in front of it. So let's take a look. We have masculine words like der Tisch and der Kuli. These we call them the der words. Then we have neuter nouns like das Fenster and das Buch. Call those the das words. And then we have feminine nouns. We call those the die words, like die Tafel and die Landkarte. So again, masculine, neuter, feminine, three types of nouns. And we show that a noun has a certain gender by the article. I mentioned that. There are two types of articles. We have the definite articles, which translate as the in English. In the nominative case, we have der, das, die, and die. So der is for masculine words, das is for neuter words, and die can be either for a feminine word or for a plural noun when you have more than one. In the accusative case, we have den, das, die, and die. Den is for masculine words, das is for das is for neuter words, and die is for either feminine words or for plural words. Now let's take a look at indefinite articles. Indefinite articles translate to a or an. We have ein, eine, or have their keine. Masculine words take ein if they're in the nominative case. Neuter takes ein as well. Feminine takes eine. Now, plurals, you can't have a puppies. You can't have a plural and have an indefinite article. However, if you're talking about not having any, like kein, which means none, you can have a plural there, so it's keine. Same thing on accusative. We have einen, ein, eine, or keine. Einen is for masculine words. Ein is for neuter words. Eine is for feminine, and then keine for plural. And now you're all going, what's nominative? What's accusative? I don't remember that, Mr. Anderson. Let's go to the next slide. Cases. The case of the word depends on its location in a sentence. All this does, that article, the der, die, or das, sometimes changes a little bit depending on whether the noun is the subject of the sentence, that's the thing doing the verb, or if it is the direct object of the sentence. It's having the verb done to it. Let's take a look. For nominative, which I will abbreviate from now on as nom, nom, and I'm going to try to use blue when I'm talking about the nominative, that is the subject of the sentence. For example, der Avi kauft ein Buch. Avi buys the book. Der Avi is the subject of the sentence, and it would be in the nominative case. Then we have the accusative case, which I abbreviate as AKK, and I'm going to try to keep in red color. That is the direct object of the sentence. It's having the verb done to it. Der Avi kauft ein Buch. Ein Buch is the direct object, so it's in the accusative case. Avi is the subject, and he is buying the book. The verb there is kauft, to buy, so Avi is doing the verb to the book. Avi is the subject, book is the direct object of the verb. Okay. Next, we're going to go and take a look at pronouns. Pronouns take the place of a person, place, or thing, a proper noun. Instead of saying the teacher or Herr Anderson went and did this, we're going to say he did this. Regular singular pronouns. In the first person, when you're talking about yourself, you use ich if it is nominative, and mich if it is accusative. In the second person, that means you are talking to another person about them. You say du for a nominative, and dich for accusative. Right, and that translates as you in English. In the third person, when you are talking about another person that's not in the conversation, you use for masculine nominative, ihn for masculine feminine, masculine accusative. You use s for both nominative and accusative if it's a neuter noun, and you use z for both nominative and accusative on feminine nouns. So s or z, or ihn, s or z. The only one that changes there is the masculine. Now on the plural side of things, first person nominative uses wir. First person accusative uses uns. Second person, when you're talking to a group of people, like I am talking to all of you in this class right now, you use ihr for nominative, and euch for accusative. And if you're talking about other group of people, like I'm talking about some other class and not this one, you use sie for both nominative and accusative. Now, also remember that German has a separate rule for formal when you're talking to someone who is an adult or someone who is an elder or your boss, someone who is important that you don't know. It's also used for strangers. You use sie to talk to them, whether that's nominative or accusative. Z, and it's got to be capitalized. That makes it different from the other forms of Z. Always capitalized, regardless of whether it's in the middle of the sentence or not. Okay, one more little bit on pronouns. Possessive pronouns. This is to show that that is mine or yours or his or hers. First person, we have mine. Second person, we have dein. Third person, masculine, we have sein. Third person, neuter, also sein, and feminine, ihr. In the plural, first person is unser, second person is euer, third person is ihr, and the formal form is also ihr.